Multiplayer out here on Mississippi Acres Preserve yesterday treated us so well that I wanted to come back out here and give it a try once again. And the irony of picking up a minimum weight wild hog track as we're getting started here, where yesterday that was what we got as our diamond, is not lost on me. But we're going to try a slightly different time if we can, kind of taking advantage of the still somewhat new feature of being able to see the in-game time of multiplayer servers before you join. So I'd like to kind of hunt the evening sort of area and maybe spend some time going after gray fox, and of course run around the fields looking for quail and turkey, as we're still missing diamonds of those as well. And fittingly, there is a gray fox just heading across the road, and I think I've got a bit of a weird loadout today. I've still got the 243. I hadn't actually considered the way that I set this up, but the 243 is kind of unnecessary for the loadout we have, although if we're going to spend time going after gray fox, it probably is a good thing. So we're running with the 16 gauge once again, now that we got a diamond with the 20 gauge, which evidently was on PC, I just didn't have it. We can kind of go back to running with the 16 gauge and the higher capacity. Then of course we have the M1, the 243 as we just saw, and the 22H once again, just to kind of take advantage of that new weapon. So maybe we'll go back and forth with the gray fox, kind of depending on how many we see. But we definitely have some better long range capability carrying the 243 today. Now, I think if I've learned anything from the fur types on the gray fox yet, this should be a 2-tones level 6, and it actually is a gold as well, so nearly shot too high. We got the lung and a nice 5.3 2-tones fox to start out with, and I'm still not sure what my favorite is. I really do like this one, and I've been thinking about them quite a lot. They are a species I definitely want to get a diamond of for the multi-mount, and we've really only got one good red fox for a multi-mount, but there are some incredible looking rares for the gray fox. The leucistic, they're like a gold color, and I don't know, the odds of getting a super rare are not that good, but if we ever get a nice gold rare, maybe along with a diamond, we might end up going on like a red fox grind again and trying to get a second one for that. They look really cool, and maybe that'll be something we can encounter as we're spending more time going after them today. You know, the difference it makes being able to have a shotgun with such high capacity to chase the quail, I really don't think I can overstate that. I mean, we can just get so many more, and if we want to, we can switch to the 22H, especially if we have a scope equipped for it, and maybe get some of the other ones. Now, in this case, I don't know that we're going to be able to really get any, and none of them are all that special. A bunch of level 1s, and I still, from everything I've seen in the community, it almost seems like level 2 female quail are the ones that you should kind of look for. I have yet to see a level 3 anywhere, and it may be the type of thing where it's really only, say, the big diamonds that make level 3. I could kind of see that being a thing. That was actually a nice one there at 232. Not too bad. But, I mean, yeah, it's so tough to just go off of score estimates, because sometimes you get the ones that are basically at the low end being the max, and sometimes it's the exact opposite. Now, I guess we should have reloaded the shotgun before that, and now they're gonna land, but surely those were the same quail, so should be fine. But then still 2 more to claim over here. We had another kind of decent female, but still a silver, and then obviously with the males, the best they can get to is gold, so never gonna pass out the opportunity to take them. And again, it goes back to the thing I mentioned with the levels. You really can't know what's in the flock until you shoot them and find out. Man, I love that they do this. They had a couple of hidden outposts on Rancho, and I'm pretty sure we just discovered one here on Mississippi Acres Preserve as well. I saw the icon come up for just a second, then it disappeared. Yeah, we can claim this. This is an outpost that is not normally shown on the map when you discover the lookout points, and the only way that I realized it was here was there's a road that kind of just leads to nowhere, and as the case tends to be in Call of the Wild, and I'm just kind of realizing an important point here, for some reason the locations of outposts kind of get discovered with like a little sort of lit up circle on the map. Now the issue I'm seeing is, I don't think I can fast travel here. Maybe that needs to be fixed. Maybe it wasn't even meant to be a hidden one, but yeah, if anybody is curious, this region up here in kind of the northwest area of Mississippi Acres Preserve apparently has a huge outpost at it. And I mean, the inventory works, so not sure what the deal is with not being able to fast travel, but it is a otherwise usable outpost. But that kind of cut into the Gray Fox hunting time just a little bit. I like to start after 17:30 because they are fully in their drink zones by then, even the late zones. So I'm kind of tempted to run across the whole river here. I know they do drink up there, but I think we might start over near this lake. That is the smallest Gray Fox I've seen so far. It might be the smallest male or female, a level 2. An opportunity for the 22H for once. I don't know if we're actually going to stick around this area if we have ones of that size, but at least good to see one that was in here drinking. And that is probably a good sign that all the ones across the map should be into their zones by now. 3.8, so he just barely made silver. I'm sure it's possible to get a bronze. I would certainly think that is a thing, but that's the lowest scoring one I've seen. I would say that was a decent decision, although I'm not sure why that mythical is alert. It may well be the fact that the wind was bad. I didn't really think we moved that much, but either way, got that one down. There was another kind of sneaking away there. This is one of the better areas for Gray Fox on the map. Now that one, it may be a red fur type, just in case. I think we might try to get it. It is a female, and it is a level 5, but I don't know. I could almost believe that was a leucistic. I'm pretty sure it's red, but there's no way I'm letting that opportunity go by without throwing some lead that way. So our mythical that we dropped, which looks to be a gray fur type, was a 5.9, so not too bad. Actually, it was single lung there at 160 with the 243. I can't even remember for sure if that would have dropped a red fox with that kind of shot, but it's pretty impressive to see the 243 do that. I'm not seeing any other fox along here, although apparently some turkeys are in the area. But a closer look at our female fox would confirm that it is in fact the red fur type, and I still really like them. Now, somebody mentioned actually, because I said in a recent video that I really like the idea of trying to get a red diamond gray fox, because it would be kind of like a hybrid, and that would make more sense because red fox are bigger, but apparently that's not actually possible. It's just kind of a different variation that would potentially lead you to believe that it could be a hybrid. So that idea being off the table, I still like potentially getting a red diamond, but that no longer is necessarily my priority, I guess. Man, another mythical at a lake just north of the last one. We've seen so many of these guys all over Mississippi Acres Preserve, and we have yet to see a level 9. That was a rather unfortunate spot for him to stop, by the way. He just stood there and gave us a fantastic shot opportunity, but unfortunately we couldn't get one in there. I don't think our initial shot was actually vitals. I'm guessing because we saw a single lung basically be an insta-drop on that last one, there's almost no way he would have ran that far, and I don't know that the second shot was any better, but maybe saving a gold. Either way, 2 mythicals is encouraging. And unfortunately, yeah, with the vertebrae shot, actually kind of lined up just fine, too high. That is going to cost us the gold on him, but that's a pretty big one, 6.2 when diamond is 6.4. It might be our best gray fox so far, and I've got to say between these two spots, this kind of Felton Lake and then these ones down in here, I wouldn't be the least bit shocked if our diamond fox comes out of there. And by the way, to go back to the map once again, now we can fast travel to that outpost. I don't have a clue why it wasn't there before, but I think that's really cool. Random hidden outpost that we can actually use, and I will say, I don't know that I discovered any zones on my way up through there, but there were a lot of tracks from things like fox and raccoons, and I think some quail maybe up in there as well. So being able to spawn at that spot might actually be quite useful. This has to be the most difficult rabbit track I've had in a while. It's a max weight estimate gray fur type track. You can see it's just now, but every time that we get close to it, it seems to just disappear. Now, this is the first time in quite a while that we've been able to have like a bunch of tracks visible at a distance. And the biggest kind of hurdle here is the fact that we're at the point where we need the flashlight on to even see the tracks. And therefore, like, as we're looking down to ID them and stuff, it just kind of seems to keep on getting away. Now, the thing that has allowed me to even make it this far has been the ability to just kind of like see where it ran through the grass. I still don't know what level it is, so I guess we are about to find out. Man, it's a gold at 1.8. Kind of unfortunate. I still really like this fur type. And when I saw the gray and the max weight, I thought it was worth a shot, but man, I don't know if I'll do that again in the, well, anytime after, say, 1900. That was rough. We are just asking here to have one heck of a track, but there is a level 2 gobbler out there with an opportunity to maybe make diamond. And that is another species that we're missing. I can't believe that shot didn't even reach. Now that did good. I've had a lot of longer shots with the 22H on turkeys, just, I don't know, have maybe even multiple minute wound times. They just kind of run forever, and I guess we probably lucked out and hit a lung and brought that one down quickly. I decided to switch servers to what is probably going to be the last one of the day, and that was an area where we saw a hen earlier down here by this lake once again. And in this instance, at least there was a gobbler, and it's got an opportunity to maybe be our first diamond. And quite honestly, when I'm playing multiplayer and not recording, I don't even shoot the 9 to 11 kg ones. I really want to be able to get it on video, so I'm just not even shooting them. So anytime that I see this when we're recording, that is why I tend to make a point of actually shooting them. So eventually, hopefully, one of these is going to be the one. And probably not the best landing site, but good enough for our first turkey of the hunt, and our first diamond. Level 2. Man, I didn't know when it was going to happen. I had to think that one of these 9 to 11 kg ones would make it. Pretty cool way for that to work. It's an area that I don't think I've shot a turkey yet. Brown plumage type. Not really sure what that means. I haven't gotten to take a super close look at the different turkeys yet. All of the different variations have slight kind of differences with those plumage types, but that's really cool. That's another species crossed off, and of course it's the one that we're now focusing on. Was it yesterday's hunt, I think, that we spent more time kind of going through the areas that I consider the best for the eastern turkey on this map? And of course there was nothing really to speak of. We come out here for fox today, and we managed to actually get the diamond turkey, and actually, go back to yesterday, hunting turkey, we got the diamond wild hog without chasing them, so it's the way it goes in Call of the Wild. And actually, I guess one more kind of bonus thing, I grabbed a variation of the 22 Hornet that we've not used so far, I think at all. The Coleman, I guess, is the name of this one, kind of like a just black carbon stock. And now we have a diamond with that one. That couldn't have come at a better time either. As you can see in the chat there, the time was just changed in game to 7:52. So not only is that going to probably wrap up our gray fox hunting, we'll try to get to this one other lake kind of around the back here and see if maybe any foxes are leaving their zones. But also most likely that turkey would have been gone had we been just a couple of minutes later. And there's another turkey track here. I've not even seen a gobbler around these lakes. It's been hens like we had earlier, and apparently there were just 2 at this spot, but we'll give this back like a look, and then we may be headed back to the lodge with another new diamond here. And that is enough evidence for me going all around this lake and no foxes kind of leaving their zones, so I think we'll go ahead and take a look at our new diamond turkey back in the lodge. And with limited kind of possibilities for where to place it, he's ended up in here beside a big diamond Merriam's, and I think it's pretty neat finally to have like the fan that I'm familiar with turkeys when I hunt in real life. That is just, I think they've done, number one, a really good job with it, and that is something that I was super excited to see here in the trophy lodge. So to finally get to it, that level 2 in a place I never would have expected, I'm just really pleased to have that done. And that is 3 of the potential for turkey variations for a Grand Slam. So maybe one day we'll see that final subspecies added to do a Grand Slam, and I hope along with that maybe a new multi-mount. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.